I think she did it on purpose. All right, we're live on YouTube. I'm just waiting on the video to connect on my other screen on my monitor so that I can grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group so that our community can join us here on YouTube live easily and conveniently. Oh, I can't see. Look, I put the glasses on and couldn't see. Ain't that a mess? All right, I think I see that the link has come up. So let me grab that link. All right, we're going to put it in the community. Okay, I'm just waiting on that to cycle through and post so that they can join. All right, that's there. Now I just need to make sure I can see the live chat so that I can see you in YouTube land. All right. We are officially ready to get started. Welcome to the Her First Six Figure Morning Show. That is an interactive coaching and training experience as a part of a free business mastermind group to position Black and brown female online service-based entrepreneurs to generate their first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/more. That's shaycannon.com/more. And I'm going to drop that over here on the YouTube because what we've been talking about this week is transform your sales. Do this to sell more often. All right. Because what we know is if you want to make more money, you have to sell more often. It's just that simple. All right. And this week I've been giving you strategies to do just that. Excuse me. Part one was Monday. We talked about the obvious, right? Social media, one of the biggest drivers of traffic. So if you want to know more about how to use social media to sell more, I even gave you 10 strategies on exactly what kind of posts you can create to sell more. So go back to part one. That was Monday's replay on social media. Right after social media comes email, right? We gotta have some type of resource that we kind of own, and that is going to be email over social media, but in addition to. So it doesn't mean when I say over, I just mean more powerful. I don't mean we don't do both, because we do. All right. So go back to Tuesday replay for part two of the email, and I gave you 10 strategies of the types of emails you can send to sell every day. All right, today we're going to talk about our third strategy, which is communities, okay? Communities. So beyond social media and email, communities provide an unparalleled space for engagement and relationship building that leads to consistent sales, okay? Having your own community is great, but also being part of a group filled with your ideal clients creates a built-in credibility and allows you to nurture warm leads in a natural, non-salesy way. So I could have very easily made today's strategy about building your own community. But what I understand is most of you guys are either don't have one yet or in the beginning phases of building. So that community is not quite to where you can sell every day, right? So instead of focusing on that, I'm focusing on communities that you can join today that already has your ideal clients in it, and that you can find ways to tap into that community and other communities, okay? Let me give you a great example. When I was still in corporate America and I was this high power paralegal, in my paralegal association, which was a paralegal community, we had court reporter companies that would join our organization as a member, okay? They would come to the meetings, they would give us value, they would sponsor stuff, they would do all this stuff. And why? Because we were their ideal client. Because guess who books the court reporters for all the depositions? Us. The paralegals, right? Guess who books the court reporters for interviews and things like that? Us, the paralegal. So they joined our community, okay? Because we were a group of their ideal client, and they came in, they gave value, they taught us different stuff. And yes, they pitched us every meeting. Okay, every meeting they had a table set up with their stuff, and every meeting they were coming and individually picking out people to have conversations with. You can do the same thing. Okay, you can do the same thing. So you join and you give value and you become a go-to resource, and then that's how you pull out your ideal clients out of the group. So you don't just come in and take, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So getting back to the blog, that was my story time, but getting back to the blog, your whole thing is you want to go and be a part, build credibility, nurture the warm leads in a non-salesy way because you are also a member. Okay. Now, when people see you actively contributing and sharing value in a trusted space, they begin to associate you with the solution that they need. Okay. Now, our case study is Lamar Tyler. He is one of my mentors and former coach. He is the founder of Traffic Sales and Profit. It is a huge, thriving online community for Black entrepreneurs. Okay. And they have huge events. So he has been building a thriving community that not only educates, but also creates an ecosystem where business owners support and invest in each other. His ability to cultivate a network of engaged, like-minded individuals has led to a movement where selling is not forced. It's a natural result of providing value in a space where people are already primed to buy. So being active in the right communities mean you aren't just selling. You're positioning yourself as the go-to expert in your niche. Okay. Now, can you go into huge communities like that and just start selling? No, you cannot. Okay. No, you cannot. Your goal is to go in there and be a true member that provides value, become known for something, and then therefore you become the go-to person for that something. This is why you have to niche down in your clarity. This is why you can't be out here talking to everybody and trying to sell to everybody. Okay. Because when you niche down, people know exactly what you're the expert for. They know exactly what to come to you for. They know exactly what to remember you for. Okay. Now, all the storytelling in the blog is great, but here on the morning show, I give you more. So I have some strategies for you. Now, this week, I have been giving you strategies that I have thought through well, right? Because I want you to be able to take it and hit the ground running. So when we talked about social media, I gave you some posts that you can use to go and start selling every day. When we talked about email on yesterday, I gave you the types of emails that you can start to craft up and start emailing to sell every day. So today is no different, okay? I understand that it's very easy for me to tell you that you need to join communities, right? And then start to try to give value and all of that. I understand. But today, the strategies that I'm going to give you are 10 ways you can pitch community leaders, okay, to go in there and partner with them to sell to their members. All right. Because I felt like that was a little more valuable. It takes a little time for you to go in there, be a member, read the room and all of that. In fact, I think today's email of the frequently asked questions kind of goes into that a little bit. But I know that for most of you, that nurturing and giving value is a long-term game. And some of you need sales right now, right? So yeah, y'all need to catch that email going out today. But if you need to get into these communities and you need to sell, you need to partner, right? So I have crafted 10 strategies where you can get with the leader of these communities and immediately partner to start making money with them based on their community. All right. So communities, let's go with strategy number 1. Okay. When you pitch them, you want to lead with value first. Okay. Instead of focusing on what you're selling, highlight how the partnership benefits their community. For example, I have a way to bring exclusive value to your members while helping you generate additional revenue. Let's talk about it. Okay. So that's one way. You want to lead the pitch with value. Okay. Number 2, you want to align with their mission. Okay. We have to do our research. Just like when you were job hunting and they told you, hey, you're supposed to research the company that you're applying for so that you know a little bit about them. And one of the things you're supposed to know is what is their mission and vision, right? We want to do the same thing with these groups. They should have it out there, what it is in the group about. What are they about, right? What is the actions that they're tribing up around as a mission? So align with their mission. Show that your offer complements their goals, their values, and what they're already doing, okay? For example, you can say, your community is all about insert goal, and my offer insert offer, right, helps members achieve that even faster. That's your pitch. Okay. Number 3, all
Did we get a freeze from everybody?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
frozen.
Yep.
I did. Yep.
Okay. So it appears, ladies and gentlemen, that are watching over on YouTube that she is frozen, but she should be back shortly. What we'll do is we'll kind of talk amongst ourselves until she comes back, which should be fairly soon. So does anyone want to give feedback on what she's talking about so far?
No, I agree, and I'm actually excited to hear more of the tip that she's about to give us with the pitching, because we know not only knowing who to go to, but having information that can help us move forward faster in that area would be great. So I'm excited about the conversation today. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dr. Taj. Were you going to say
No,
something?
no, no. I was just agreeing with Shawana, as I like to affectionately call her Dr. Kennedy, but go ahead.
I was going to just say that I think that this point is extremely valuable. It just so happens that there's some gurus on LinkedIn that I follow. I deliberately kind of stalked out some folk who align with what I'm doing in terms of integrated care. And there's one guy that I just have the utmost respect for. He came up with a article recently about endocrinology of gut health. And I got so jacked out of my mind and excited. So I decided to not only comment and like his article, but then I said, hey, look, why don't we get together and do X, Y, and Z? I have an idea that I think your community would be excited about. And he immediately responded back to me saying, listen, we're going to co-author this next piece. And I said, and he said, I'm going to start writing tonight. I said, but sir, can I have a part in it? So he was so excited about it, and he has a huge following of people that that I'm interested in, and topics that I'm interested in as well. So this is very timely, and I can see the what do you call it, the potential in what Mastermind Shay is talking about.
Thank you, y'all. Look, I don't know what happened because the weather is just fine, but I have gotten on the neighbor's Wi-Fi because clearly it's more stable than mine. So shout out to James from Canada over there. Thank you, James. All right, let's get back into our strategies.
We didn't get
Okay?
number 3. We heard you at 2, Shay, but we lost 3. We didn't get
Yeah, I'm
3.
about to start you over on number 3. So number 3 is offer exclusive perks for their members. You want to create a custom deal. I prefer the deal to be focused on extra bonuses than to be focused on a discount because, I don't really like to lose money because it's valuable. So I would rather add in special discounts. And what I was telling you before I got so rudely disconnected by the internet is think about when you see big brands collaborate, right? They may be selling the same thing, but their version of it in the collaboration has special things about it. Right. And in fact, you probably are not going to get a discount because of that collaboration. You're probably going to pay more. Right. So we need to be thinking like that. I love when like my favorite tennis shoe does a collaboration. I know everybody doesn't like Crocs, but I love a good Croc. And the way Crocs do their collaborations where they change, the traditional classic Croc style to include something about, a feature of their collaboration, like they've done it with Cars, the movie. They've done it with Dragon Ball Z, the comic strip and the cartoon. And they just do collaborations well. That's how you can do it. You're bringing in some of their branding points, some of their needs, and all of that kind of stuff. We want to make the collaboration a win-win. So don't always think discount. Think bonuses and how you can mesh the brands in a way. And again, hey, that collaboration might cost more than the normal, especially if you have to share revenue. Okay. So an example of how you can approach somebody in a short pitch could be, I'd love to offer your members early access, or a VIP treatment or exclusive bonuses tailored just for them. That could be your little pitch, okay? Number 4, highlight the passive revenue opportunity for them in your pitch to the community. So you're going to say, basically, if there's an affiliate or revenue sharing component to it, emphasize how it benefits them financially. It's money that they're going to get passively. They don't have to work for. You're doing the work and they're just going to get a percentage of it. So an example of that pitch could be something like, this is a simple way to create additional income for your community without extra effort on your end. All right, cool beans. Number 5, provide done for you content. Okay. Make it easy for them to share your offer by providing swipe copy, graphics, and dedicated landing page or sales page just for them. That way, they don't have to do the work to kind of come up with what they're going to say to their community on your behalf. What kind of visual are they going to use for it? You've done all the work for them. And so your pitch can sound something like this. Oh, I'll handle all of the marketing materials. You just share with your audience and we both win. Okay. Cool beans. Number 6, show social proof and success stories. Okay. Share testimonials and case studies from similar communities that have benefited from partnering with you. For example, you can say, when I partnered with insert similar community, their members saw insert result, and the community leader earned and insert the win, okay, of how much they earned from it, okay? One of the things that I do behind the scenes in my business is I actually have a program I developed for operations assistants where VAs can learn how to be an operations assistant inside of different businesses. So I have a whole 16 module curriculum, right? Of course, you guys have never heard of it because you're not the audience for that, right? So I pitch that directly. And guess what? I pitch it to VA agencies. And I already have a couple of agencies in the bag. So when I go to promote it to the next agency, I can use this little blurb and I can say, hey, when I partnered with Kiva agencies, their members were instantly able to add, this much more per hour to their rate of pay, which meant that their VAs made more money and the agency made more money. So you see how that works? Cool beans. Number 7, position it as a collaboration, not a pitch. Yes, you're pitching, you're in the act of pitching, but we don't make them feel like it's a pitch. We make them feel like it's an offer, an invite to a collaboration. So we frame it as a mutual growth opportunity instead of a sales request. Okay. So for example, you can say something like, I love what you've built here. Let's explore how we can work together to create even more impact. I was thinking, okay. And of course, we got to make that mutually beneficial. All right. Number 8, make it a low risk trial. Okay. If you have an idea for something that is long term, don't come to them with the long term opportunity. Tell them that you want to try something, and if it works, you can make it long term. Because people are kind of iffy about commitments, about from people they don't know well, and about things they don't know of. So you can position it as a trial that can possibly extend into a long term partnership. So suggest a test run, a pilot offer, or a short-term promo to ease their hesitation. For example, you can say, hey, let's do a 7-day promo and see how your audience responds. If it works, we can expand it out to do one every month, right? So that's an example. Number 9, offer to host a free value session for their community, okay? So providing a training, a webinar, a live Q&A to warm up their audience and before you're making the offer, okay? It's almost like the sales event you have on your own, but you having one inside of a community with permission from the community leader. So you can come to them like, I'd love to give a free session for your members to help them with insert topic. If they find value, I'll share how they can go deeper. So you see how that doesn't feel salesy at all? And then you can also put on the back end of that they would earn commission off of everything that you sell, okay? Last but not least, number 10, personalize the pitch and build the relationship. We can have some elements of our pitches that are kind of templated that we would say every time, but you need to research these communities so that you can personalize these pitches so they don't feel salesy. I don't know about you, but when people DM me and they DM me and email me all the time about stuff, okay? And I can tell when they're using this copy and paste. Okay. I pay more attention to the people who are using my name, talking specifically about what I do. Okay. I see people when they call me a him. So you ain't seen none of my shit. Cause if you think I'm a him, you don't know, you've not paid attention. Right. I had one guy come and describe a whole different person. I was like, okay, your copy and paste didn't work for you, sir. Okay. So we want to personalize things so that we make people feel like we are creating something just for them and their community. So avoid generic sales emails and pitches, research the community, engage with their content, and customize your approach. So for example, you can say, I've been following your community and I love how you support insert their specific audience. I have an idea that can bring even more value. Let's talk about it. Okay. So I intentionally didn't tell you where to find these communities, what kind of groups to kind of find. I feel like that you can do that. What I wanted to do today was give you strategies to actually pitch these communities to start partnerships today. All right. So the question is going to be, let me copy the question and put it in here. So the question is going to be, who could you pitch for a partnership, and what strategy shared today will help you be more intentional about using communities to sell more often? Let me put this over here on the YouTube side. YouTube been quiet this week, haven't they, y'all? All right. Okay, so we're going to go back through the 10 without all the comments, and then we're going to start with Shawana Kennedy Media. So number one is you want your pitch to lead with value first, okay? Number two, you want to align your pitch with their mission. Number three, as a part of your pitch, you want to offer exclusive perks to their particular members. Number four, in your pitch, you want to highlight the passive revenue opportunity for them. Number five, in your pitch, you want to provide done-for-you content, as in you are going to provide all the marketing materials. Number six, in your pitch, you want to include social proof and success stories. Number seven, in the pitch, you want to position it as a collaboration so that it doesn't feel like a pitch. Number eight, you want to make the pitch low risk. So you want to start with a trial, even though it could be a long-term partnership. Number nine, in your pitch, you want to offer to host a free value session, okay? And last but not least, number 10, you want to personalize the pitch to build the relationship, all right? So it's funny because I need to do all of this myself. I'm about to get started with my stuff, which is why this week was such a post, I'm going to say not post, but such a priority subject matter, is because I'm about to start doing all of these things. And y'all know that it always comes to me as a divine download that when I'm about to do something and focus on something, oh, let me tell my people what I'm about to do, how I'm about to do it so they can do it. So this week is all about how you guys can sell more, because I'm in my business about to sell more on my coaching side. And these are the strategies that I'm going to use because they are proven strategies that work. So let's get started with, Shawana left. So let's go with Dr. LaFera. Dr. LaFera, who could you pitch a partnership today? And what strategy shared today will help you be more intentional about selling to communities more often? Lord, Dr. LaFera, you be giving me anxiety. Okay, we're going to go to Dr. LaToya. Dr. LaFera, you just let us know in the comments when you're ready. So Dr. LaToya, what about you? Who could you pitch today, and what strategy would help you the most to be intentional about selling more often?
I don't know who I could pitch today. You've inspired me to go search though. But I don't have any, I don't know. I need to. I need to do it. But I don't have anybody that's like top of mind that this will work with. Well, let me change that. I'm sure it will work. I just have to figure it out. And I like the just aligning the value, or kind of leading with the value to the other person so that it feels like a partnership.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to send you back to your roadmap, because I think that I could put people in there that are aligned for you to do contributing, writing, all that kind of stuff. they are also primed for good partnerships. Did you get quiet?
Because I do remember the writing. I'm like, how I'm going to pitch them for part? But I'm just going to go back and read it, and it'll spark divine inspiration.
No. So if you are aligned to give them value as a contributing writer, then you are aligned to have some kind of promotional thing that they can share in the revenue of. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So it may not be obvious all the time, but yeah, it definitely is. In fact, I have to remember what I think it was in the leadership workshop, but I gave a whole list of possible partnerships. I'm gonna find it because, well, I hope I can find it before the end of the show. But meanwhile, Keith, you can go ahead and use the chat, or you can come off the mic if you want to, Keith, and answer. But I think you probably, oh, you coming off the mic? Come on, Keith, grace us with your presence. So let me go ahead and officially ask you the question. Who could you pitch for a partnership, and what strategy shared today will help you be more intentional about using communities to sell more often?
Church leaders, like the pastors, that's who I've been like focusing on lately, the pastors. And
Wow.
I'm looking at number 5.
All right. What was number 5? Let me go back to it. It was provide done for you content. That's where you give them all the marketing materials that they need. And you let them know that as a part of your pitch. Yes, I like that. Let me tell you how I just make that a habit with everything that I do. If you've ever participated in anything with me, whether it be a virtual summit or something like that, I always give you everything you need, every word you need to say, the date to say it on, all the good stuff, because that makes it very easy for people to, it's almost like that let me help you help me, right? Because
Right.
people are more apt to help you and to help you timely when you give them everything that they need. So yeah, I love the thought of that. Okay, Keith. Look, we see you doing all the work. All right, let's go to Dr. Ayana. Dr. Ayana, you were describing when my internet went out, one of your pitching, but who is somebody that you can pitch that you're thinking of for a partnership? And how can some of the strategies from today help you to be more intentional in pitching these communities to sell more often?
I actually need to, what do you call it? I need to search some groups to see who actually aligns with what it is that I'm trying to do. There's actually some people who, some entities that put information out into the communities that I have pitched to, but I need to diversify my pool of groups. And I need to really, I could stand to do all of these, but I really need to focus on 5 and 6. So again, I need to search out who some more of these groups are that could possibly align, and they don't necessarily have to be in my industry. In fact, I kind of lean towards them not being, in case my industry is saturated. So,
I can understand that. So you can get ChatGPT to help you to search, right? I would also, I heard you say you're using LinkedIn. I would definitely be trying to figure out, just on a general level, what companies, right, use LinkedIn for that, and then figure out what role within the company that I would need to reach out to, right? Because, people use LinkedIn wrong sometimes. They just go and they be like, oh, so-and-so worked there, I'm gonna reach out to them. But they're not the person. And you're talking to them like they're the person, and they're not. But we can start to do these connections to where if you build a relationship with them, we can find out who the correct person is. But we don't just off the bat start treating these people like they are the person, right? So I love that for you, Dr. Ayana. Kimberly,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say I found that chamber meetings work as well, because it gives you an opportunity to really target entities, and then you can speak to an actual representative and kind of give a pitch and say, who is the person that I would discuss this with, this offer that I would like to make, to this business? Who would I talk to about this? And they oftentimes will give you a direct phone number, or they will triangulate you in a email. So they actually walk you up to the person that you need to talk to.
I love that. That's even better. All righty, all righty. Kimberly can use the chat because we know she's at the Dream Funder. So let's go to Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi, who could you pitch for a partnership, and what strategy shared today will help you be more intentional about using communities to sell more often?
So there are a number of people I think that I could pitch for a partnership. I've already started with other types of independent media companies. For example, there's a podcasting network that I know that we're probably going to do some things together in terms of an exchange of content, which I think will work really well. But like Dr. Ariana was saying, I also would like to reach out beyond just media and do some partnerships with other entities. I saw last night, I was watching, there's a content creator I watch. Her name is the Notorious KIA, Kaya, like after Biggie. So she actually did an event with, because she's a big YouTuber, she did an event with an organization called Black Girls Sew, because upcycling and sewing is something and thrifting is something she's passionate about. And so she decided to partner with this group to do it. So it was a nice collaboration. So with that, I'm wanting to do the whole thing you were talking about with the collabs and bonuses when it comes to that point, and then also the done for you stuff.
Love it, love it, love it. I think I found what I'm looking for too, y'all, so we can give you a little more value today. I had to remember, what workshop was it that I gave ideas on where you can go for partnerships? It was our Amplify Your Revenue with Affiliates workshop. Kimberly said I'd pitch to shoe companies and would definitely offer to do five. I don't, okay. Five what? We don't know. But okay. So I am going to share, because I just want to, because I'm helping you with the pitches, but I know that you probably want to know where could you go to. So here you go. So existing clients, influencers, niche. So you got influencers have a community, niche bloggers have communities, YouTubers have communities, video content creators have communities, podcasters have communities, experts, consultants, email marketers, review websites, online communities, offline communities. So let's see. Because I feel like I had a full list somewhere. Well, it looks like that was the list. So just start thinking about online and offline. Who is a leader of a group where that group has a disproportionate amount of your ideal clients in it? Okay, so I gave you the example of, in my story, about the court reporters using the paralegal associations, right? So what associations, because when we think associations, we think professional groups, right? They're usually called associations when they gather. You got the medical association, you got the bar association, all of them, right? So if you can partner with them, you go to the association, and they always have things like some type of trainings or something that you could do. They have events that you can come in and be a part of. But also there are online memberships and online communities. There is a community from my hometown of Birmingham, Alabama, where shout out to Shakita. She is the leader of this community. And it's really like a network of entrepreneurs and business owners in Birmingham, Alabama. She has grown this group. And so I have already pitched her to come in and do paid workshops and do a revenue share on the workshops. And so now all I have to do is kind of structure how those will go, how often we'll have them, and what will be the top subject matters that will be, you know, highly converting for her community. So just think about who is leading a community that has your people in it, not necessarily who has big communities that are the same as you. Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense. So don't just look at people who do what you do in their big community, because if they do what you do, you're less likely to be able to sell to them and partner with them. Okay. Now you would just have to have a better relationship, and you sell an aspect of the same thing in the same industry that they don't sell. Okay. But it's easier to go to an adjacent type of business that has your people in it, because they need what they have and they need what you have, and partner with them to give their people what you have. So start just to think about all of that, right? For example, Dr. Ayana, with her physical therapy, she has thought about all kinds of stuff like partnerships with gyms, because a lot of people go to the gym as a part of their physical therapy. But a lot of people are doing DIY physical therapy out here in these streets, right? So think about people who have a business, again, that your people are going to, but it's not, a conflict. It's going to be a win-win. All right. So think in terms of that. Cool beans. Does anybody have any questions? Because the whole thing that we're doing this week is trying to learn how to sell more often, right? So Monday, we talked about social media. Yesterday, we talked about email marketing. Today, we're talking about communities. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about speaking in particular. But from the social media to the email to the communities, do you have any questions about how you can sell every day or more often? Or do you have any value adds from what we've discussed? Or tell me something that has helped you along the lines of the social media, the email marketing, and today the communities. Do you have any of that? All right, then we're going to go into these announcements, because the morning show is more like a class for our free business mastermind group. And with class, you get class notes. If you want mine with the 10 strategies on it, there are only 2 ways that you can get it. Okay. First, you have to be a member of our free business online mastermind. So they live in the files section of that group online. Or you can get the show notes and the entire show in your email inbox by going to shaycannon.com/show. You'll get 2 emails every broadcast day. One in the morning to tell you, hey, we're live on YouTube, jump on. And one in the afternoon that has a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. So go to shaycannon.com/show and check it out. All right. We don't have any more events going on this week. I think our next event is next week, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to know more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, and how to get into this highly valuable, much talked about free business mastermind group, go to the description below for the link and more information. Okay. You know you got value today, because I know we gave great value. So give us a thumbs up and like this episode. Also, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so that you get all the notifications and don't miss a thing. This is a series of videos. It's going to be a total of 4, but make sure that you check out the other videos. And with that, the studio is closing. So have a great day. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you right back here on tomorrow. Have a good one.